This is Shel from Paper Rock TO Studio, bringing you another Nano Jamo page. This is November 16th. The prompt today is fairy, and I was really pressed for time. I didn't want to spend time drawing, and so I went to the magical world of the internet and I searched for a drawing of a fairy, and this coloring book page came up, and I think she is the cutest thing ever. I absolutely love her. She kind of looks like my cousin Jessica, actually. Of course, Jessica doesn't have wings. So I printed it, and then I am coloring it using Faber-Castell Pitt pens. And you can see I have a big box of them there. You might have seen the big brush pens, the Stampers big brush pens. It's not those, it's just regular brush pens. But they do have the India ink inside, and so they don't run or smear with any type of wet media over the top. And I am going to be collaging this onto my page in my journal, so I wanted to use a permanent ink. Also, they don't smell bad. They are a little bit expensive, but they are my go-to pen now. I just don't even use my water-based ones unless I'm planning on doing a watercolor effect. So I'm using two colors. I'll go color something with the lighter color and then go back over around the edges and the shadows with the darker color. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but pretty much all the colors have at least one shade or tint in this set. So it's a nice set. I like it, and my friend bought it for me in exchange for some art that I did for her, so I will work for art. That's, you know, art supplies. I'll make whatever you want if you buy me art supplies. It's better than chocolate. It's pretty awesome. Now I'm using my Posca Fine Line White pen to just go over the white spots on the mushroom. I was kind of messy when I was coloring, and so I got a little bit of the orangey red color on the white spots. The funny thing is I'm going to end up not using this mushroom at all, but there you have it. Also adding a little bit of extra dots that weren't already there because I think dots are awesome. Okay, so I decided that I had to have her wings be this shimmery paper that I had in my stack, which is PBO Dyna paint on some deli paper. I had extra paint. I don't like to waste, and so I just scraped it on a piece of deli paper using a credit card, probably an old credit card or gift card. And I had that, and I thought, oh, the wings would be so pretty if they were that color. So I went ahead and cut off the poor girl's wings, and I used some matte medium to glue the wings onto the back so that I could see where to cut. And then I decided I wanted to change the mushroom, and so I cut the mushroom off and decided I wanted to make it out of some different deli papers that have just different random paint on them. And then I think I ended up using text paper for the stem part of the mushroom, which is usually kind of white or light brown. Yeah, there it is. So the first one I make, I go ahead and trace around that one, the one that I cut off. It's a mushroom. I really didn't need to be tracing and fussing like this. I could have just made a mushroom, and that's actually what I ended up doing after I realized how silly I was being. I'm supposed to be hurrying. This video is at the end of the day because I had so many things to do today, so I was just being silly, but there you have it. One mushroom. And I decide, oh, I can just go make some more mushrooms. So I end up making two more. One's a little bit smaller. Maybe they're called toadstools. I'm not sure the difference between a mushroom and a toadstool, to be honest. Do fairies like toadstools? I guess they do. Maybe these are toadstools. I don't know. Okay, so she has her toadstool to sit on, and then I'm making one more that's a little bit smaller, just for variation. And because I think things look better in odd numbers, groups of 3 or 5, something like that. So now I'm cutting out the wings out of this shimmery paper. I love those PBO Dyna paints, I tell you. I have all 7 colors and they're just so shimmery and sparkly and cool. I just really like them. Actually, the pages in this Jelly Jumpstart journal that I made, which is what I've been using for all these Nano Jamo pages, they pretty much all have some Dyna paint on them already, so I've already got a kind of shimmer in the background, so I need to have shimmer in the foreground too. Okay, so now I am just going to, oh yes, I decided to put some flowers on the background. They're more like, I'm not sure exactly what they're called. I think these flowers are called fairy something, but I can't think of what it is right now. And this stamp set is from Michaels. It just says Michaels on it. It doesn't even say like a brand. So after thinking about it, I decide that I'm going to use my Faber-Castell Gelato set to go ahead and color in the flowers, because I like to have, I mean, it could be just a black silhouette, which is how those stamps are designed, but I prefer to have color. And since the stem and the flower are all there on the stamp together, you've got to use some sort of markers or something to make it, little tiny ink pads, something to make it be two-toned. So I decided to use the gelatos. I was in a Faber-Castell mood, I think. Pit pins and gelatos all on one project. So I'm using different colors of green, different colors of orange and red and yellow on the flowers, just kind of varying it up, although I think it's a little bit hard to see because I am putting it on that background, but it looks pretty cool. When I got to that one, I tried to do it in the crease and it wouldn't work, so I had to take the stamp off the block and press it down. Same thing right there. Now at this point, my acrylic block is wet, and the back of this stamp is wet because I've been misting the stamp with my water in order for the gelatos to work on it. If you try to put gelatos on a stamp that isn't wet, they don't really glide very well, and so I keep having to clean off my acrylic block there from the water because I had to remove it. Anyway, it was a thing. And now I decide I want maybe a few little silhouettes. So I'm using a Ranger archival pad. I believe the color is Watering Can. It's a gray, and I just go ahead and put a few of the gray in my composition there, which they should, because they're gray, they should kind of be a neutral, faded to the background sort of look, and then the colorful ones should be more visible. I'm not sure if that really worked out as planned, but I like the way it looks. Fairies really shouldn't be in something that doesn't have nature or garden or something, so gotta have some flowers. You should look in the description of my video to see links to my friends who are all making fairies today as well, in case you want to see more fairy pages. Now I'm using the gelato directly on the page to make a ground, a horizon line, if you want to call it that. I used a couple different colors of green and blended them with a baby wipe and then my finger, just because things can't be floating. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue on my collage elements, and I really shouldn't have used matte medium. I should have used a glossy or a satin medium, because of course the matte medium is matte and therefore dulls down your iridescence, and I just yeah, that one was upside down. I I put the glue on the wrong side. I had to turn it over. They were supposed to be red, and I had it on the brown side of the paper. Silly me. But yes, I should have used something that wasn't a matte medium. It just happened to be on my table, and I was in a hurry, and I didn't think about it until after I'd already done it. So it really didn't have that much of an effect. But if you really wanted to keep all your iridescent, shimmery things iridescent and shimmery, then you really should use a satin or a glossy medium in either gel or liquid. Okay, so I've got my girl on there, putting on some more toadstools or mushrooms, whichever you want to call them. Maybe only toads sit on toadstools. I just really don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. What is the difference? Does anyone else know? I don't. And there's her wings, and I'm putting the wings on. They're very... That is the one thing that it is iridescent that I'm putting on with matte medium. And then I get some of the matte medium on my finger and go over everything just to help my finger glide so that I can push out any bubbles or anything that might be there. Now it's all goopy, and I'm gonna have to dry it. There's the heat tool. Oh, that was quick. It was much longer than that. I cut that out, obviously. So then I realized that I've messed up the wings, and I didn't put them on right, and I tried to peel them back off, but it's already too late. And so I end up having to paint in a little section, a little gap, where I had done it incorrectly. And then I got out the iridescent paint, and then I was like, you know what, this is really cool. So I start kind of highlighting her little leaf dress with the shimmery paint, and I'm like, oh, I like that. Oh gosh. So I reach over and I get more shimmery paint. Here's the gold. I put the gold over her hair, which was colored yellow, and you can still see the colors underneath. It's just I'm kind of just doing a highlight, a shimmery highlight. And I'm like, oh, I'll put some of that on the wing too. Pretty cool. And then I get out the orange and I put some of that on too. Sorry, I had to stop the recording there for a second so I could cough. I don't know what's up with that. But I didn't figure you guys wanted to listen to me cough on the headset. That would not be cool. So I'm just filling in the different panels of the wings with those different iridescent paints. Now I've got my Posca paint pen, the white fine tip, and I'm putting on the dots onto the toadstools. I do love those Posca pens. I use those a lot. They'll write over pretty much anything. White dots everywhere. Then I get my black fine tip. Oh no, wait, that's not my black fine tip. That's the brown. The brown from my Posca pen set of 12 colors. And I'm just doing the details on the undersides of the toadstools, where you've got that little pleated part at the bottom and then some stalks. Outlining those and kind of filling in with the brown. I was looking at my text and there was some words on there that I just didn't want left on there. It was torn from a book, and I don't look at the pages. I just grab one or whatever. But there was some interesting words on there that I guess were in the novel. I don't know. It was an old Sue Grafton mystery. So I wanted to go with my brown and go over those words, block them out so you didn't really see them. So. Now I have my fine tip black and I'm going around in an illustrative sort of way around my mushrooms and having a lot of trouble with this pin. Sometime in towards the end of this video I throw this pin away because I believe it's done for. It's out of paint or the tip is ruined or something. Just couldn't get it to work very well. And I draw in a little bit of a ground there. Then I decide I want some shading around my little fairy so that you can see her a little bit more on the page. So I'm using a Stabilo all black pencil, which is a water soluble pencil, and then I'm going around with my water brush that has water in the barrel to blend it. It's always nice to have a little bit of shadow around things on your pages, and that's a real simple thing that you can do with any type of a water soluble pencil. It's you know, you can use a regular watercolor pencil. It doesn't have to be a Stabilo. Those just happen to be really have a nice soft lead. And then I decide, yeah, I'm gonna have to illustrate line this fairy too. It's just not, the lines are just too indistinct for me. So I get out my Prismacolor fine tip pen, the 05 I believe, and just go over the lines of her as well. For some reason I just really like black lines around things. I prefer that. I don't know. But she's just adorable. I really like this little drawing, and I will put a link to the Pinterest pin in the description below if anyone else would like to use this coloring page, because I really think it's cute. If I knew who the artist was who drew it, I would give them credit because it's adorable. But I don't. Sorry, artist. So I'm going around all the little panels in the wings. They're kind of like butterfly wings. First with the black and then now with my white fine tip Posca to make them stand out even more, give them a little bit of highlight. I put a little bit of highlight in her eyes and then it's too much, so I wipe it off and go back in with the black. Whoops. And then I just take the white Posca and go over some of the lines on those flowers in the back to try to make them stand out more. I think I might do it a little bit with the black too. And I'm using my fan brush to do splatters. That's just white acrylic paint mixed with a little bit of water. Because what is an art journal page without splatters? I'm just not sure that there is such a thing. And now I'm writing my word. The word is believe, as in believe in fairies, believe in magic, believe in all of it. Believe in whatever you want to believe. Believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying. Believe. That's all I need to say. And I'm still struggling with this fine tip marker. It doesn't want to write, and it doesn't want to fill in my fatter parts. I'm like, grrr. I was about ready to throw it against the wall. So finally, I just say, huh, I'm done with it. And I get out my black from the Posca pen set that I have, which is a fatter barrel. And it's nice and juicy and fat, and it's making my letters stand out a lot more. So I should have just used it in the first place. I just tend to grab those two fine points that I'm constantly using on practically everything, because they're there in my little bucket of stuff right there. And this one worked much better. It's nice and fat. Oh yeah, then I come back in with white and just highlight along the edge of the downstrokes to give the word a little bit more dimension. And I think I'm almost done. I can't think of anything else that I did. Yeah, I think we're done. If you like this video, please like it and comment and do all those things to tell me that you like it so that I'll make more. Put my date on there with that Ranger ink. And there you have it. And now the stills. Truly, thanks for watching. I've been making videos every day, and so have my friends, and so it's a large undertaking, and I'm very excited to hear from anyone and that you watched it and enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye-bye.